Hello, Facebook. Happy Thursday. I hope you're having a great day today. If you guys are jumping on live, if you could drop a 1 in the comments below so I can say hi. Let me know where you're coming from. Let me know what's going on. If you are watching the replay, drop replay or a 2 in the comments below so I can come back and say hi and say thank you for watching, because I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for always watching my videos and supporting me. So this week, if you haven't seen my videos, what I've been doing is I have been giving you guys a recap of my coaching journey. The reason that I'm doing this is because my team and I, yesterday, we held a behind the scenes look into coaching group where you can jump in, you can see what this coaching thing is about, what it is that I do for a living, how you can do it too, how this can help your life. We're sharing all the ins and outs in there. But what I decided to do this week is kind of give you guys like a breakdown of what my coaching journey has looked like. Come October, I will have been a coach now for 7 years, and it hasn't been all an uphill battle for me. It's been up and down and sideways and a roller coaster ride. So I thought that by sharing with you the things that I've gone through as a coach and the way that coaching has benefited me, that maybe you could relate to it and maybe it could help you in some way, and maybe it would spark you maybe to think about becoming a coach on my team. Now, if that's not what you're interested in at all, I'm hoping you get something from my story. And if maybe you run another, network marketing or direct sales business, and you can see how we see all the time that these people have like overnight successes on social media, and we see all of these really quick success stories, but I don't think we often hear, I don't want to call it like the normal success stories, but we often don't hear stories like this. And I want to be real. I want to be authentic. I want to share with you guys the ins and outs. I'm not $1 million earner in this company, but this opportunity has completely changed my life, and it's not just about a paycheck. And that's where part 3 of my 7-year journey with coaching comes into play. And if you guys have any questions for me at all, please drop them in the comment section below, because I would love to hear any questions that you guys have for me. I can definitely answer those. So the first video I did, if you scroll down on my page, you'll see it. It's part 1 of coaching. It talks about how I got introduced to coaching, how I became a coach, my first couple months as a coach. Yesterday, I shared with you guys my journey over from 2013, and I shared a little bit of 2015, but I will back up some. That's probably when my business was doing the best. I went from 0 coaches to 350 coaches on my team. We were kicking butt, taking names, and everything was just really good. I had more confidence than I have ever felt in my entire life, and it was just a really great time. So rewind back to the end of the year of 2014. This is where part 3 will come in, and this is where I'm going to share with you guys why this opportunity and this community and this company and everything that it is about completely has changed my life, and it will always forever be so much more than a paycheck for me. I will always be a part of this community and this company and everything that it stands for, because it saved my life. And I'll go back and we'll get to that point. But in 2014, I ran a half marathon in October. And after that, I started to not feel very well. I started to have really massive symptoms of ADD. My hair started falling out. I was tired all the time, but I could never sleep. All of these things were happening, but I really didn't notice all of the symptoms. The only symptom that I was really aware of was the fact that I was having horrible issues focusing. Like, I couldn't even unload the dishwasher. It took me an hour to unload the dishwasher. And I remember going to my husband and crying and just saying, I don't know what's wrong, but I can't sit down and I cannot focus on one certain thing. It's driving me nuts. I can't get anything done. I have this business that's exploding, and I can't focus. I can't do anything. And so I researched a couple things. I tried some dietary things, and nothing was really helping me. So I went to the doctor and I let them know what was going on. Of course, the only thing I really talked about at that time was the fact that I couldn't focus on anything, because it was awful. I was crying at the end of every single night because I didn't understand what was going on. So the doctor basically gave me this form. She didn't take any blood. She didn't do any of that. She gave me this form. she told me, okay, take this questionnaire. So I took the questionnaire and she's like, oh, you have ADD. So let's, you know what is funny is she didn't put me on Adderall first, but she put me on phentermine, which is a weight loss drug. She's like, well, you could, you know, if you want to lose a couple, like if you want to lose 10 pounds or so, we can try this drug out first, see if it helps you. Hey, Amanda, see if it helps you. And then if it does, then we can go from there, but you don't want to be labeled ADD. So let's try this weight loss drug. So I jumped on the weight loss drug. My focus came back immediately. If you didn't know, phentermine is pretty much the same thing as Adderall. They are a little bit different, but they have the same effect. So they give you more energy. They make you not hungry. They make you feel like you can focus more. And so things were going good. And then I got to the point where I was pretty much in the best shape of my life, and it was because I wasn't eating. And I don't even know if I would call it the best shape of my life. I got to the leanest, skinniest, lowest weight that I had been since high school. And then I'm like, well, I can't keep coming back to your weight loss clinic because I don't need to lose weight anymore. So she prescribed me Adderall in, I believe it was like January 2015. And things were going okay at first, you know, things were good. My business was going good. I felt good because I could eat anything I want and I wouldn't gain any weight, and I could drink as much as I want and I would never have a hangover. And things seemed great to me. I was like, this is it. This is the magic pill. Like, this is the question to everything. Like, I've got it all figured out. So 2015, I earned my first trip with coaching. I earned a trip to Cancun, and my husband and I, we went on this trip to Cancun, and it was the best thing. It was awesome for my husband to see because it was the first time that he realized that this was a real opportunity. But it really was the start of the downfall for me. So even though I still, that trip was amazing and it opened so many doors for me, and I will always be grateful for that trip. It's the time where my Adderall addiction really started. So, you know, we were on that trip. I felt like when I took Adderall that I had confidence. It was fake confidence, but I had confidence. I could speak to anybody, like my brain would just move. And so we're around all these people, and I got to the point while we were there that I didn't feel like I could be around the people unless I was popping another Adderall. So I would cut them in half. I took so many Adderall that weekend. I don't think I slept the entire trip. I ran out of my pills before we got home. I was sick for 2 weeks because I was coming down off of them. It was horrible. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that again. But of course, as soon as I got my new script, it was like, from then on, I pretty much went through my script, a 30 pill script in like, I don't know, 2 weeks or so. And so for half of the month, I would feel good. For the last half of the month, I would feel like shit. And it started to show. It started to show my business. My body started to basically respond to that in a way where I just got completely inflamed. I started gaining all this weight. I would lose weight, gain it, lose weight, gain it, because I would either be not eating at all and not sleeping, or I would be like stuffing my face and just sleeping for 2 weeks. I totally pushed my friends away, my family away. I wasn't pleasant to be around. I probably was fun for a little bit, to be honest, but it was only a little bit. And it just kept getting worse and worse. And I just remember by the end of 2015, my business really started to take a toll for a couple reasons. Obviously, because I was not mentally stable at that point. Also, I felt like a fraud. I felt like I was sharing this health and fitness opportunity with people, and I clearly wasn't healthy. I felt like I was a fraud because I wasn't following the programs to a T because I didn't need to. In fact, I didn't even like to work out because I was afraid I was gonna have a heart attack because I would take so much Adderall. So I just felt like a fraud. I started to back out of my business a little bit, and I really just, I wanted to get out of it, but I didn't know how. And luckily through all of this, I was still doing personal development because the number one job of us as coaches is to take care of ourselves first. So I still was doing some things. I was still plugging into personal development. I was still doing some workouts. I was still eating fairly healthy, but I definitely was drinking and taking way too much prescription meds than I should have been. And 2016 is when things really came to like a halt for me, and I couldn't do it anymore. But every single month I kept doing it. I kept doing it over and over. And so I started to research all of these different diets. I started to research all of these different things. I was just so sick and tired of it. And the people around me might have known that something was going on, but nobody ever said anything. My husband is the only person that at that time knew exactly what was going on. And 2016 in March, we went on a cruise that I had earned through coaching, and I ended up like the first night so sick on the cruise because I had taken so much. I literally thought I was going to die that night. And that was the first night that happened. Like I had done that many times before then. And, I'm just like, oh my God, like I am so embarrassed. Like people are going to find out I threw up like red wine all over our cabin. Like somebody had to come in the middle of the night and clean up the cabin because it was just so bad. And I just kept thinking there's gotta be a better way, gotta be a better way. And through all that time, I was journaling, I was praying, I was like, there's gotta be something. And so right around after the cruise is when I started to research like the keto diet and high fat, low carb and all of that good stuff. And I found some amazing people that I followed, and I started to do that. And I started to feel a little bit better. And I just got to a point where I didn't want to do it anymore. I even tried to switch up my meds. I tried to get the long release or the slow release pills because I figured if I just had to take one pill a day, I wouldn't take more. That didn't last long. And finally in May of 2016, I said enough is enough. We were on a family trip in Utah. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I remember I had like one pill left and we still had to be there for 2 days. I'm like, this is going to be hell. I can't do this anymore. I cannot continue to do this anymore. And at this point, my business was not going good, like at all. Like my team was suffering. Coaches were going MIA. I couldn't lead because I couldn't even lead myself. And so I made the decision. I was like, I have to stop this. I have to stop this and I have to move forward. And if that means that I have to take a step back from my business and I have to take a step back as a leader and I have to take care of myself, then I will do that. And thank God for coaching because I was able to do that. And I had the tools in my pocket that I needed to continue on with my life and to get over this nasty drug that should never be prescribed to people. It gave me that opportunity. And so I kind of made a commitment with myself that day when we were in Utah, and I was like, I'm done. I'm not going back. I found a naturopath doctor. I went to her. I've been working with her ever since. We, got my thyroid levels tested. My thyroid was completely off. And now looking back at it, I probably had like a Hashimoto's flare back in 2014. But the first doctor that I went to, she wanted nothing to do with taking any blood or doing anything like that. She was just like, fill out this paperwork and then here's some meth. I'm not kidding. That's pretty much what it was. And so this doctor, she sat there and she listened to me forever, and we talked and we figured out a plan and we started working towards things. And it wasn't easy to do, especially to watch like this amazing team that I built up and this clientele and everything like start to crumble to where I was doing awesome. I was making great paychecks, all of this stuff, but I knew that it would still be there when I was better. It would still be there when my time came. So I wasn't going to give it up. And I was still helping people here and there and still helping people, build businesses here and there, but it wasn't anything like it was before. And that summer we went to Tony Robbins. And this is why I say coaching completely is so much more to me than just a paycheck, because that summer we actually took a 2-week vacation, and I would not have been able to do that if I had a regular job. And second of all, I don't think I would have been going to Tony Robbins to walk on fire if it weren't for coaching and for all the personal development and things that I had been introduced to while I was a coach. So we went to Tony Robbins, me and my husband, and honestly, it was about a month after I stopped taking Adderall. So I was feeling the weight gain was like rapidly happening. Like I gained about 20 pounds in about 40 days. That was happening at that time, but honestly, it was the best thing that I could have ever done for myself at that time, is go to that conference, spend the money on that, and go with my husband. It was amazing for our relationship. It was amazing for myself to realize that, you know, I can get out of this and I can keep going. And so for a lot of 2016, I worked on myself. I tried to get my symptoms from Hashimoto's to go away. I tried to get obviously the cravings for the Adderall to go away, and just fix myself. And I was able to do that. I didn't have to go take time off of work. I didn't have to, you know, ask somebody if I could go somewhere or take a day off or sleep or just get myself better. Like, I could still do that, and I still worked my business on the side, and I was still able to make some sort of income. Beginning of 2017, my business was definitely not where it was. I had lost a lot of my team. Some of my team even went and left and went to different companies and stuff, and I don't blame them at all. Like, it is what it is, and when you don't have a leader there, you know, it's kind of hard to stick around. But it was hard for me, and it got to a point where financially I needed to make some more money. So thankfully, I have the opportunity that all of our families own family businesses, and I was able to go back to work for my parents. And it was hard. Like, I cried the week before I went because I was losing my freedom and all of this, but I knew that if I just put the work in, that I would be able to come back to where I was before, and I would be able to become a full-time coach again. And I also wanted to learn their business because it might be something that would be mine at some point in time. And so I went back to work for them, and it took me about 8 months working for them and coaching at the same time. I was doing about an hour a day, working my business in the cracks of time that I had between kids and helping with their business, and then also helping my husband with his business. And 8 months later, I built my business back up. I was, again, a product of the product. I was doing the programs. I was feeling amazing. And I was able to quit working for them and start coaching full time. And then that kind of just leads into this year where so much has changed for me. And, you know, we were able to go on another 10-day vacation across country. But it's not about the trips. It's not about the money. For me, this is about the community and the family and the people I had for me that didn't judge me when I came out and said, this is my story. This is what was really going on. Like, I didn't have people leave. I had people like come and like surround me and support me and lift me up and be there for me when I decided it took me about a year to come out with my story about Adderall. But when I did, like, I had that support there. I didn't have people looking down on me. I had people supporting me. And honestly, those group of people that I talked about yesterday, those mean girls, I don't think they would have. Like, I didn't have that. And without coaching, I don't know if I would have gotten over that addiction. I don't know where I would be. I don't know where my family would be financially. I don't know. We wouldn't have been able to have the luxuries and the time off and the freedom to do what we do now. And it's just an amazing thing that supported me and was there for me, and it gave me the tools to get myself out of that. So, you know, when things get hard and stuff, I just think back to those times where I had the support, I had the people, I had the tools in my pocket. I knew about going to Tony Robbins. I knew about all of these things, and it brought me life again. It brought me back to, wanting to help people again and helping myself first and foremost. So that's kind of like my 7 years in a nutshell, I guess you would say. Like I said, this opportunity for me is so much more than just the paycheck I get. Obviously that helps, but you're never going to see me, go to another company. You're never say never. And I don't like to say that word, but I don't think you'll ever see me go anywhere else because I'm so passionate about this. And I've seen this company and these programs and the community change other people's lives so much. I know that what we have is powerful, and I know that if you're struggling with anything, that being a part of this and having something for yourself and having something that teaches you how to take care of yourself first can help you, because it helped me. Even, during the times where I was just like so sick from withdrawing, I would sit there and I would read personal development over and over, and it would get me through those weeks every single time. And just knowing that I had something to work for and work towards helped me to keep going and not give up on my life, not give up on the people that needed me and not give up on my kids and just everything. So that's part 3 of my story. That's where it ends. We'll have to do a part 4 next year and see where we're at from there. But if any of this has resonated with you, if you have any questions for me at all, please drop them in the comments. If you want to join that behind the scenes group, all of the videos are up. You can take your time to go through them. You can check them out. I'm an open book, so you can send me a message if you don't want to post it on my Facebook, but I do appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that my story can help you in some sort of way. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a good weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.